We're going to take a look at how you can take a 3D file and convert it into an STL file suitable for 3D printing. We're going to look at the Ancient North Carolinians website, and through this we're going to click on Galleries and 3D Gallery, and this will give us the opportunity to look at some scans that have been produced through 3D scanning. This website will allow us to download the files that are produced through Sketchfab, and then we will be able to convert the file into something that we can 3D print. So we're going to look at this gorget. We're going to click on the 3D artifacts models. That will take us to the Research Laboratories of Archaeology, the RLA website from University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and it will allow us to look at a bunch of different models that have been produced. So you can scan through the models and you can download many of these that are suitable for 3D printing. After you have looked through the files and decided which one you would like to 3D print, then we'll go about downloading that object. I would like to download one of these shell gorgets. So I'm going to click on that, and it will then take us to the website where we can look at many of these different artifacts. All you need to do is look through the website and decide which one of these you would like to 3D print. I think this engraved one is going to be really interesting to print. We're going to click on it, and it's going to show us a larger model so that you can look at it three-dimensionally and see all aspects of the artifact. Looks like it's kind of curved on the back, has some areas where there's negative space. This would look really cool printed and painted and made into a necklace. So what I'm going to want to do after looking at this is I'm going to just scroll down a little bit to where it says Download 3D Model. When you click on Download 3D Model, it's going to prompt you to log into Sketchfab, but no worries, you can set up a free account. After you've logged into the Sketchfab website, then you will be able to download the model. The model is freely available, and we're going to want to download the original format, the OBJ file. After we download the file, we're going to want to convert the OBJ file into an STL file. There are many online converters that you can use. I'm going to use AnyConv. When we go to the conversion website, we're going to upload our OBJ file and then tell it to convert to an STL. After it's converted, then you'll have the option to download that STL file, and then you can open that into your 3D printing software. When I download the file, I will then be able to open it in MakerBot Print. MakerBot Print has now inserted the file, and it's tiny little file here. So we're going to zoom in on it, and I want it to be much larger so that we can see it when it's 3D printed, and we can paint it and even be able to wear it as a necklace perhaps. So we're going to adjust the scale, and I'm going to try for 500 and see how much larger that gets it. So that's a little bit larger. Let's take it up to 2000. So here is our shell gorget, and we can use MakerBot Print and scan around it in order to see all the surfaces. There's the bottom. You can see the sides have that cup shape or bowl shape, and now we're able to see the top of it. This preserves any of the design that you might have in the original 3D scan. Now I'd like to go about printing that, and depending on the type of software and 3D printer that you're using, you'll go about printing it through normal means. I'm using the MakerBot Sketch, and I'm going to select my item, and then I want to go to print settings, and I want to make sure that this is pretty dense. So I want this to be really durable, so I'm going to take this up to 25% infill. Typically I don't print objects with that high of an infill density, but I want this to be really durable since I'm going to be wearing it, and it's a pretty small item anyway. I also want to print this with supports. Since it has that bowl shape to it and is uplifted on the sides, I want to make sure that it prints well. And so I'm going to make sure that we're printing it with breakaway supports. And I'm also going to reduce the amount of density in the supports, and that will allow for it to break away a little bit easier and not to be so dense, since this is a really small object that we're printing anyway. We're printing this object with a raft, so we'll have a base layer to help with adhesion. Now it's ready for exporting, and I'm simply going to export it and save it to a flash drive. An hour and a half later, you'll have a completed print. You can then remove it from the build plate and paint it so that you have a plastic replica of a shell gorget that was produced from a scan of an original artifact.